Good morning, Night City! Oh my god, what a journey this game has been on. From having a disastrous launch where the old gen versions of this game didn't work at all, where the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X versions of this game were damn near unplayable, where you needed a monster PC to be able to play through just any type of content without lagging in any way, shape, or form during those opening weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect relaunch. There are only a few games, technically there's only 2 games, that I think about when I think about disastrous launch and not even a coming of age story. It's not a fucking coming of age story. What's the other one? A redemption arc. When you complete your redemption arc. It's Final Fantasy XIV, No Man's Sky. Those are 2 games that automatically pop into my mind when I think about completing the redemption arc and giving the fans what it is that they want. I'm proud to say that CyberPunk 2077 2.0 is the game that should have been delivered all those years ago, because it is fantastic and it is fun. And this is only part 1, because next week Phantom Liberty drops. So if you wanted to get back into Cyberpunk and create a character and just live in the world, you can do that now. First, we're going to jump into settings. Then we're going to jump into the game. We're going to go over the systems that were changed, some of the things that I like, some of the things that I hate, and give you an overall feel for what the game is going to be like. So, settings. CD Projekt Red. This is the greatest settings menu ever. Everything is in here. And when I say everything, I mean everything is in here. If there is some type of setting that you wanted to tweak, it is in this menu. From being able to control the dead zones on your controller, to how you want your audio to play through, depending on if you're using surround sound or a headset. Gameplay settings, for if you want aim assist, if you want to turn off the nudity, if you want to do cross play saves, which is something I wasn't aware that the game had before. But if you want to save here and then transfer it to the PlayStation, or you have a save on the PlayStation, you want to transfer the PlayStation over to PC, you absolutely can. How the world interacts with you. Actually, I don't want to skip either of these calls because I like them in game. How you want Johnny to look, how you want to set up your graphics. I had to turn everything down because there's something wonky going on currently with DLSS and ray tracing. So I was like, you know what? Let's turn off ray tracing for now until they figure that out. Let's set everything to medium so I can stream this shit without like my PC asking what the fuck is going on. Of course, film grain off, chromatic aberration off, depth of field on, lens flare off, motion blur for damn sure off. All the types of settings that you're going to enjoy, multiple different shadow settings, volumetric fog, subsurface scattering, color position, mirror quality for how water reflects surfaces and how mirrors also reflect surfaces, level of detail, crowd density. You can have crowd density super high. I was just keeping it around medium because there are a lot of fucking people that this game sometimes tries to render in a set area, or you can just drop it low altogether and it's not like all of a sudden the game goes from 300 people to 30 people. It's incremental drops. So if there's supposed to be 100 people in an area, medium is about 60, then low is about 40. Your video settings for VSync, HDR, NVIDIA Reflex if your monitor allows you to do that. Of course, multiple different languages are supported here, which is which is always fantastic. I think we only get one audio, but we can download other audio packs if I remember correctly. So if you're somebody who would prefer to hear all the audio in Spanish, I know somewhere there are audio packs that you can download that allow you to listen to the characters speaking Spanish. Of course, there's the regular interface mode. If you don't want so much stuff on the HUD, you can turn it all off so you can have a super clean HUD. You can turn off the boss health bar, your own health bar, the mini map, stamina and oxygen, all of that stuff. Hit indicators, and of course key bindings. perfect key bindings for your mouse and keyboard, and I don't think they offer rebindings for controller, but I don't have a controller plugged in at the moment to, you know, essentially test that. We are going to jump in. I think I'm 5 hours into a new playthrough. I don't even know if I want to finish the story before Phantom Liberty drops, because Phantom Liberty is like right around the fucking corner. Turn down my own headset. That's a lot better. So what all has changed? I'm just saying. Look how it looks. CyberPunk, Starfield could never. Uh, Random Starfield shot. Let's not say anything against Starfield. I have a love-hate relationship with that game. But first, let's jump into the overall menu. So a lot of the old systems have essentially changed, and I love all of the changes that we've essentially gotten from the old systems. We're still using the basic level and the street cred level. Of course, your basic level is just what you get when you kill enemies and complete missions. You level up. You level up and you get points, attribute points, and perk points. Now, there are skill progression for certain things that you do. I'm running a more assassin-based character. As a direct result, as I level this up, you see that, you know, the next time it levels up, I'm going to get minus 10% visibility to enemies. Then at 30, it's more headshot damage, more vulnerabilities. Then I get a perk point. That's for all of these. So if you're running a super robust character that kind of touches all of the different niches that the game provides, you're going to be racking up far more perk points than somebody who, like me, who's basically locked into one. But the problem is I'm dedicated to my one, so I've basically been leveling this up like an absolute fucking madman. Now, on top of that, they've completely changed the skill tree system, where they've essentially removed a lot of the more arbitrary things that you would spec into, such as, you know, increase 1, 2, 3% of damage towards so and so. Now it's more along the lines of mitigation. For instance, body. You build in a body, you can go for your health regeneration in combat, then of course your health generation outside of combat. So a really dope thing is, if you want to, the way in which my build works is for cool, I move really fast, and this allows me to basically reset where my character is on the map. So if I'm seen, I can go from point A to point B really fucking quickly. But on top of that, because I went in a body, when I run, I start 60% health regeneration rate as I'm sprinting. So as I'm moving and running around, I'm constantly regenerating my health. So of course, if you want to go into shotguns, you can. You want to be just the adrenaline junkie running in there fighting everyone, you can. You want to be a savage with baseball bats and blunt weapons like your fists, my character is more martial arts based with throwing knives and sneaking, you can, at least until I get Pan Am sniper rifle. Then I'm just going to be sniping people left and right. Of course, reflexes is back, giving you the ability to spec into blades, specking into dashes so that you can zip around the map a whole lot faster, specking into submachine guns, specking into assault rifles. However you want to play the game, you can. And each and every one of these builds complements each other. So for me, I went tech ability with assassination and body, which means that I can move around extremely quickly. I use throwing knives, but at the exact same time, I'm going into tech so that I can spec myself out more, so it's more chrome. I can stop time if I want to. Well, you don't really stop time. You more or less essentially slow it down. Now, this is something that you get to play with. There's another, I believe, area that's going to unlock down here. Of course, when you progress in the story, you unlock Johnny. It's going to more or less slow down Johnny's whole cyberpsychosis thing. Now, on top of cyberpsychosis, the way in which cyberware are done is completely changed. No more is it you just run off, buy it, slot it in, and there's nothing for you to think about. So as you level up, you build up a cyberware capacity. Your body is able to take more and more cybernetics. Each and every one of these cybernetics, as you can see, there's a 5 in gold right underneath where it says cyberware. that builds into this, which stops you from having far too much. Uh, I don't know if they added the feature where you can go over it. I know that there's a perk that allows you to over mod yourself. I think it's this one, License to Chrome, where you're able to over mod yourself and then you receive detrimental effects from that. But so far, I really haven't seen any reason for me to over mod myself. I'm liking the fact that not only did they change the system where it's no longer heavily money based, where this person over here is selling a Sanderviston for like 80,000 credits, and that person over there is selling a Berserk mod for like 120,000 credits. Now you essentially get the tier 1, and then you use the crafting materials you find in the world or from breaking down weapons and clothing that you also find to essentially upgrade these items, and you can just simply take them along the way. So you can see I have like a tier 2 here, a tier 2, another tier 2, I have a tier 3 because I've been leveling that up, a tier 2 plus because some of them have extra levels inside of their tiers as you level them up. That's great. I love this new system. Another thing that the system really feeds into is in regards to the what I said before. In the old game, you would go off and you would know where all these vendors are and you would spend a bunch of credits. That is not the case anymore. Early on in the game, you don't really have access to any of this. You're just a normal dude. You've got the eye one, and then you've got like one other one, which is for the subdermal armor. That's it. Which means that it's a lot more challenging early on in the game. Instead of you basically running out, doing a couple missions, and then showing up like a chromed lord and running through everything, a lot of the early missions are a lot more difficult because you don't have access to a bunch of this stuff, forcing you to basically think with your head, which is always a good thing. There is a level of more danger in regards to essentially how you play. One of the things that's also changed is in regards to quick access. So as you can see right here, before you would basically stack healing items, you would constantly pick them up and you would constantly stack them. I love that this little area right here is still here for the old inventory system. But in game now, if you look in the bottom left corner, when you take one, it recharges. So you're no longer able to basically spam a bunch of healing items. Once again, you have to start thinking tactically. You can't just run into an area and chug down 50 healing items in order to get your health back up while you blitz through everything. It doesn't work that way anymore. It relies on you building into basically building into certain abilities to get your health back, but then also thinking about how you're going to be using your health when your health actually gets low. Should I use it now? Is it going to be a little bit more damage? Am I going to be able to do some damage and get some health back? What's going to go on with my character? The clothing system has completely changed. Clothing no longer gives you armor. Armor has been completely moved to cyberware. Like I said, subdermal armor. You see it over here on the right in the blue. Once you get to certain ranks in the armor system, you unlock different abilities that factor into how much armor that your character actually has, which is another good addition because this allows you to level up your armor yourself without worrying about certain armor pieces falling on certain clothing mods. The crafting system, for the most part, is changed but not changed. So you can still craft a bunch of items the same way you could before. You can still upgrade a bunch of items the same way that you could before. Still can't upgrade that melee weapon. That sucks. But I don't think it really factors into you being able. So in Starfield, you can create a base, land on a base, and do an hour's worth of crafting and then level yourself up to level 100. That used to be a thing that you could do in CyberPunk as well. It looks as though they've essentially taken that out of the game, and they've basically made the crafting system more for crafting the way it should be, which is used for basically crafting items, crafting ammo, crafting mods, things along those lines, upgrading your armor, taking your weapons from tier 1 to tier 2 and to consistently level them up as your character progresses through the world. And it's no longer just this thing that you can just absolutely ignore. You get a weapon, it starts off at level 1, you're going to want to invest resources into that weapon in order to get it to essentially its maximum level. Now, of course, there are like some There are also some changes that were basically made. Of course, my map's a little bit bare because I ran around and I did everything. One of the major changes is before, when you logged in, there was basically a level requirement for missions that you would essentially take your character on. And what I mean by that is you would hover over a mission and it would say normal, high, very high, danger, being you're probably not going to finish this mission at your level. They've taken all that away. When you first land into the area, all of the missions are available to you, so you can run around and you start doing missions. You don't have to plot a course, which is I'm gonna go to this normal one, which is gonna get me a level, then go over to this one that's gonna do this, then run over to that one that's gonna do that. No, everything's available. You can go where you want. Take it at your own pace. There are definitely missions that are a little bit more challenging because of the enemy density, but for the most part, if you're skilled enough, you can tackle any mission without having to worry about being crazily under leveled. Another thing that they changed are cyberpsychosis. I don't have any cyberpsychosis people to basically demonstrate that at the moment. I don't even think I have any missions outside of going to Lizzie's bar at the moment. Nope, I don't. Now with the cyberpsychosis before, like I said, you would run around and you would get a ton of credits. You would chrome yourself out and then you would blitz through these cyberpsychosis people. And the cyberpsychosis guys are supposed to be people who are so chromed out that their minds have basically cracked and they're supposed to be super dangerous. It's not the case anymore. They will fuck you up. There are a few cyberpsychosis people that I remember that I am literally not looking forward to fighting because a lot of the lower level ones were crazy difficult and they beat my ass consistently over and over and over again until I had to go away, level up, and then come back to fight them again. That's good because these guys are supposed to be dangerous. They're supposed to be really, really hard early on until you fully kit out your character and your character's able to come back and beat their ass. Is there anything else that I would say that they changed that I'm not really a fan of? Actually, let's see if we can find, because one of the major things that they changed was the one of the major things that they changed was the policing system, where before, when you broke the law, the police didn't give a damn, or they would show up but they would just kind of spawn in. That's not the case anymore. If you look on the mini map, I don't think it shows on this map, but it shows on the mini map. There are two blue dots. Those two blue dots are police, essentially. Running around the world, you'll also run into police that are on patrol and they're just basically going out and they're doing stuff. That's great. Makes the world kind of feel as though it's lived in. The police also, so you can see them like right here. I don't want to. I wasn't going to, but so 2 stars. Here comes a police officer from that direction. He's up top. Where is he? He's above. Oh, shit! And then here they come. They pull up. They get out the car. More police officers. What are we at? 3 stars right now? Wait a minute. Where's my grenade? Where's my grenade? I want to see if we can summon Max Tack. So Max Tack is basically... Oh, they got Max. Oh, more police. Here they come. Pulling up. That's such a better system than having them basically just spawn in. Whoa, what's happening right there? Why the hell did a random dude... A random fucking civilian decide to start helping... Random fucking civilian decided to start helping the police. What in the world? So if you see the police actually they come more and more armored. Oh, I don't have a thing. I want to see if we can get the 5 stars, and at 5 stars I can get Max Sack to show up. Because we're at 4 right now, but what does it take to get... Damn, what does it take to get 5 stars? I'm just trying to get Max Tech for the... 5 stars. Okay, so where's Max Tech? So at 5 stars... Who's this guy? Here it come. Something's in the air above us. But I don't know where. I hear them. What's happening over here? Oh, no. Oh, y'all wild. What was that? I thought Max Sack was supposed to show up. Where's Max Sack? Oh, my lord. Hey, hold on, bro. We'll talk about this. Eh, I'm sorry. Ah. Gentlemen, I would, oh, oh my lord! Ah, hold on, hey, hold up. We can talk about this. Look. There's supposed to be something dangerous around here. I guess not, unless they just didn't spawn in. Like, I know they're supposed to spawn in after you've reached 5 stars. I mean, to be fair, damn. Can I even escape from this? That's a hell no. Look at them up there. Good God. And then they got people already searching around here. If I just sit right here, right? Oh my God. No way. You lie. Go ahead and just ease myself. No, you lie. Hold up. Who saw me? You are instructed to reveal yourself. Okay, suspect. You are instructed to reveal yourself. No. How are you gonna find me? I'm perfectly hidden. I think Max Tech may be bugged, which kind of sucks because I wanted to show them off. But the stars, they're blue when you're seen and they're hunting you. They gray out. After a while of them being gray, they start to flash, and they'll flash long enough, they disappear. I'll be honest, wasn't expecting to escape from all of them like that, but that is what happens when you have a Sanderfeaston. You slowing down hella time. Alright, so now it's flashing. It'll flash super fast, and then of course they lose track of you. They're no longer searching for you, which is good, which means that then you can come out and you can go back to what exactly it was that you were doing. I don't know why Max Tech didn't drop. I don't know if that's something that's going to drop later on, but I know that you are supposed to run into Max Tech. They're supposed to be the ones that are completely chromed out. They're moving super fast. They have blades on their hands. They come in a hover ship. That didn't happen for me. I don't know whether or not it's because I'm still in chapter 1 of the game and they decided not to throw that at me. They figured just throwing the police in the giant trucks with the machine guns on top, that was going to be enough. It was not going to be enough. It was not going to be enough at all. Because I think I killed like 40 police officers over there, and I feel kind of bad, and I want to reload my save, but I'm not going to because it gave me experience. But yeah, closing arguments. This is a fantastic update that finally delivers the Cyberpunk experience that CD Projekt Red said that they wanted to deliver to us. Major takeaways that I could, in all honesty, say is the only thing that bugs me is the loot drop system. And what I mean by that is before, just like you saw when we were fighting all of those different cops, ooh, I have to go over there and loot all those bodies. When you would kill someone, they would drop their weapon, and they would also drop a bunch of just stuff. And then you'd be able to gobble all that stuff up. That doesn't happen anymore. Usually if they fall, they're either dropping components that you can use to upgrade your gear, or they're dropping their weapon. One of the things that I wish the game had is the ability to basically loot all of the stuff off of somebody, like take the clothes off their back. Because a lot of these people walking around Night City have like A1 fits, and I'm always tore up when I kill them and they don't drop the clothes that they're wearing. That would solve a lot of the issues that I that I have dressing my character, especially early on. If I could know that there's like somebody that I have to kill in a mission, and I'm able to just jack them all their clothes and handle business. But that's an arbitrary thing. That's something that, for the most part, because I'm playing on PC, the mod community will probably give me something like that, like in 6 months or like in 4 months or something along those lines. It's not really that big thing. It's the new cyberware system, like I said, fantastic, love it. The new inventory system where clothes are just clothes and you don't have to worry about your clothes having armor mods. Now there are certain clothes that have buffs that they give. It's not that one. I think my Netrunner one gives a buff. There are certain clothes that you can wear that gives you buffs. I'm not wearing any of them at the moment because I haven't found any at the moment. The new weapon upgrade system that actually requires you to lean into crafting so that you can level up your gear, that's freaking great. The new talent system that they have gives you so much that you can do option wise that no playthrough in regards to how you tackle events is basically going to be the same. You're going to be able to do so many different things and enjoy yourself in so many different ways. They also did upgrade the journal system. Oh, wait a minute, hold on now. Oh, once the lockdown's over. Oh no, these are the big ones, right? Yeah, those are the big ones. And of course I had like 25 gigs that I've already completed on the side. They've also cleaned up the menu to make the menu a whole lot better. That's always appreciated. They've also cleaned up the phone menu. That's appreciated. You can purchase new vehicles way earlier than before. I think that there's a few on the map. I could have sworn there was one on it right there. So you can purchase vehicles way earlier than you could before you had to wait until you reach into chapter 2. That's super appreciated because I know there's a lot of people who don't like the original car that you basically drive. The Ripper Dock system, whole lot better. The questing system, a whole lot more fun. Basically, like I said, now you can tackle it the way in which you want to. You want to run around, you want to hack people and cause them to burn from the insides, you can. You want to run around punching people, you can. Hit them with a sledgehammer, you can. Shotgun, you can. Assault rifle, you can. It is a lot more robust, and robust is good because it gives people the ability to replay the game constantly and experience it in different ways. This is a major improvement. I absolutely love it. They even cleaned up the shard system, where now you can just hop in and everything is where it's supposed to be. You don't have to go through like a bajillion different things in order to find what you need for like a certain mission. Is it an article you need to read? It's in articles. Is it related to Cyber Psychos? It's in Cyber Psycho. It's just a regular other archive. Other archive. It's something that you need to unlock. It'll say you need to unlock it. Just a world thing. It's there. This is great. This is a game that we deserved at launch, but I'm happy that we received it now because, like I said, nothing's better than a redemption story. Nothing's better than a redeeming arc. And Cyberpunk definitely completed its redeeming arc, which isn't to say that they hadn't been redeeming themselves over the last few years with the updates that they've essentially been giving us. But here we are, man, and it is fucking gorgeous. Like I said, this is only part 1. We're definitely going to be doing a part 2 to this when Phantom Liberty drops. We're probably going to play through Phantom Liberty on stream. I think I'm going to do it on YouTube this time instead of Twitch. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a blast. I'm having a blast. This is fantastic. This is definitely a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 game for me now that it has been redeemed. But comment down below. Let me know what you think about Cyberpunk 2077 2.0. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.